Hello and welcome. Let me give you a quick overview of the Auto Reply app and how it makes your conversations easier. First, the app works as a smart assistant that automatically manages your chats and messages in an organized way, saving you time and effort. Second, what can it do for you? Send automatic replies based on keywords. Create professional responses and interactive menus. Collect customer data through order forms. Provide natural AI-powered replies using Gemini. Keep a full history of your conversations ready to review anytime. Third, why should you use it? Because it saves your time, helps you manage customers easily, and gives you full flexibility to customize your replies. In short, the Auto Reply app is your smart assistant that organizes conversations, replies on your behalf, and frees up your time for what really matters. The permissions your app needs to work properly. 1. Notification access. This permission allows the app to send you its own notifications. For example, a notification that Auto Reply is active, or that you've received a new order. Without this permission, you won't see any alerts. Activating it is super easy. The first time you open the app, it will ask you to allow it. Or you can enable it manually from Settings to Notifications to Allow Notifications. 2. Battery permission. This permission prevents the system from stopping the app while it's running in the background, because if the system shuts it down, it won't be able to reply continuously. To enable it, tap the lightning icon at the top of the screen, or go to Settings, then Battery Optimization. Select the app, then choose Don't Optimize or Always Allow. 3. Notification reading permission. This permission allows the app to read the content of messages from WhatsApp or Telegram. Without it, the app can detect that there's a notification, but it won't be able to read the text or reply. Enabling it is simple. When you activate Auto Reply, the app will ask for notification access, or you can go to Settings, then Apps, then Special Access, then Notification Access, and turn on the option next to the Auto Reply app. Important note: all three permissions must be enabled together, so the app can always run properly and reply without interruptions. Supported apps for Auto Reply. Go to the Apps section inside the Auto Reply app and select the apps you want to enable auto replies for. But this is very important. You must allow notification access for each selected app. Without this permission, the Auto Reply app can't read messages or reply to them. Once permissions are granted, auto replies will only work for the apps you've chosen. Quick notes: if you don't give notification access to a certain app, Auto Reply won't work for it. You cannot add new apps outside of the predefined list. You can enable or disable any app from the list anytime, but notification access is always required. Interaction settings in the Auto Reply app are the key to full control over how your replies work. Let me walk you through them, one by one. First, default reply mode. You've got several options: professional replies, carefully crafted messages for a polished and professional look. Random replies. The app sends a different response each time, making conversations feel more natural. Interactive menus present ready-made options for the user to tap on. AI-powered replies, using the power of artificial intelligence to provide smart, personalized answers. Second, targeting options. You can choose who receives your replies. Reply to everyone. Reply only to specific contacts. Exclude certain contacts from replies. Reply inside groups, or disable replies in groups. Third, number of messages per user. Here, you set the maximum number of replies each person can receive. If you choose the value 0, it means unlimited. Fourth, daily limit reached message. When a user hits the daily limit, the app sends them a notification message. If you leave this field empty, no message will be sent.
Fifth, reply delay. You've got two options. Instant reply, followed by a cooldown period, which you can set in seconds, minutes, hours, or even days. Or delay sending the reply itself up to 99 seconds before it goes out. Sixth, reply on lock screen. A very practical feature. It makes replies work only when your phone screen is locked.
Seventh, welcome message. You've got 3 options. Send a unified message when someone contacts you for the first time, or send a random message from your backup replies. As for repetition, once per user only, once per day, or you can disable the welcome message altogether. Eighth, message header and footer. Here, you can add fixed text at the beginning or end of every message, like your signature or your business slogan. Ninth, notifications. Get notified every time a reply is sent. Get notified if an error occurs. And you can enable or disable each one as you like. Ninth, notifications. Get notified every time a reply is sent. Get notified if an error occurs. And you can enable or disable each one as you like. 10th, reply schedule. The final and most important option. Replies all the time, or set specific start and end times for each day of the week so you can organize your working hours. Remember, using interaction settings wisely makes your replies more professional and gives you complete flexibility, whether for personal communication or managing your business. Now, let's move on to one of the app's most powerful features, professional replies. This feature allows you to create smart rules that handle customer messages in a flexible and personalized way. Adding a new rule. First, you define the target keywords. For example, booking, purchase, inquiry. Whenever a customer types any of these keywords, the rule is triggered. Second, match type. You can define how the rule detects messages. Here are the options. All messages. The rule applies to every incoming message without needing keywords. Example, any message received triggers a general welcome reply. Exact match. Checks if the message is exactly equal to the target word. Example, keyword booking. If the user types only booking, the reply is triggered. Contains word. The rule applies if the message contains the keyword within the text. Example, keyword booking. Matches with I want to book an appointment or can I book now? Ends with word. The rule applies if the message ends with the target word. Example, keyword now matches with book now. Language detection. The app detects the language of the message and applies the rule if it matches a chosen language. Use ISO 6391 codes. Example, AR for Arabic, EN for English. Smart word matching. Allows more flexible patterns. Asterisk matches any number of characters. Question mark matches a single character. Double slash separates multiple variations. Example, pattern book matches book, book an appointment, book trip. Pattern question mark buy matches A buy, B buy. Message longer than a certain number of characters. Example, longer than 100 characters applies only to long messages. Message shorter than a certain number of characters. Example, shorter than 5 characters applies to short replies like okay or yes.
Message contains only numbers. Example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Message is a question, contains question mark. Example, do you offer delivery? Professional pattern matching, regex, for advanced control using regular expressions. \D, tag, matches a 10-digit number, phone number. \A, \AZ, matches English text only without numbers. .book, matches any message containing the word book. \B, non-capturing, by order, matches messages containing by or order.
Third, reply method. Once the condition is matched, you decide how the reply will be sent. The options are a single fixed reply, send all added replies, random reply, no reply, activate an interactive menu, AI-powered reply, send a welcome message, launch a customer request form, or forward the conversation to a real person. Third, reply method. Once the condition is matched, you decide how the reply will be sent. The options are a single fixed reply, send all added replies, random reply, no reply, activate an interactive menu, AI-powered reply, send a welcome message, launch a customer request form, or forward the conversation to a real person. Fifth, advanced settings. Here you can fine-tune how the rule works. Stop other rules. When enabled, if this rule is triggered, the rest of the rules won't be checked. Reply delay. Set a waiting time before sending the reply, in seconds or minutes. Block repeated reply. Prevents sending the same reply to the same user within a specific period, minutes, hours, or days. Reply schedule. Set a specific time range for this rule, for example, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sixth, app-specific rules. You can assign a role to one or more specific apps only. Examples: a rule customized for WhatsApp only, a different rule dedicated to Telegram, separate from other apps. General settings for professional replies. You can control how professional replies behave with these options. Waiting time when forwarding to a human agent. Set the time limit after which the conversation is canceled and auto-replies resume. Example: if set to 10 minutes and the agent doesn't respond, auto-reply takes over again. Action on reply failure. Choose what happens if a reply fails. Do nothing. Ignore the message. Reply using AI. Send a random reply from your backup list. Sub-rules in auto-reply. Sub-rules are an extension of the main rules. They don't work on their own. They only get activated after a main rule is triggered. How it works? First, the system checks the main rule. If it's triggered, it then looks into the linked sub-rules. If it finds a match, it sends the corresponding reply. If no match is found, sub-rules stop, and the system continues checking other main rules. Quick example: main rule, if the user types order, reply, which product would you like to buy? Sub-rules, if they type book, reply, book order has been registered. If they type pen, reply, pen order has been registered. Now, in this section, we'll explore one of the app's most powerful features, order forms. This feature makes receiving customer requests faster and easier while organizing data automatically, instead of asking the customer manually every time. So, what is an order form? An order form is simply a set of questions or fields that the customer fills in, such as full name, phone number, email address, or even a transaction number or a specific inquiry. Once the customer submits their answers, the system stores the data and links it directly to your replies or services. Let's go through the components of a form. Number 1. Form name. It's important to give the form a clear name that shows its purpose. For example, booking request, customer info, purchase order. Number 2. Welcome message content. This is the first message the customer receives when starting the form. For example, hello, to complete your booking, please provide your details step by step. Interactive questions. Each question in the form is made up of 3 parts. Field name, for example, name, phone, or email. This won't be shown to the customer, but it will be stored in the database. The question shown to the customer, for example, please enter your full name. Data type. The app helps validate the input automatically. Plain text, for any kind of writing. Phone number checks that it's a valid number. Email ensures the format is correct. Numbers only blocks any non-numeric input. Additional important options. Save confirmation. Before saving the request, you can ask, do you want to save this data? If the customer answers yes, the request is saved. If they answer no, the request is ignored. Completion message. After saving, the customer receives a thank you or confirmation message. For example, your request has been saved. Check. We'll contact you soon. Notifications. You'll get an in-app notification whenever a new request is submitted, and the customer will also receive a summary of all the data they entered, such as name, phone, address. Form activation. A form can be triggered automatically in 2 ways. If the customer types a specific keyword like I want to book or I want to buy, or if they select an item from an interactive menu. The benefit is clear. Instead of auto-reply being just a simple message, you now have a complete request intake system that collects customer data in an organized and easy way. Additional form settings. Timeout duration. You can set a time limit for the customer to complete the form, for example, 30 minutes. Timeout message. If the customer doesn't finish within that time, they'll receive a notification such as, sorry, your request has been canceled because the data wasn't completed within 30 minutes. You can try again anytime. With these options, the order forms feature becomes a truly professional tool, turning your customer conversations into a precise, organized system for collecting requests effortlessly. Now, let's move on to a truly amazing feature inside the app, AI-powered Replies with Gemini. This feature makes your replies smarter and more natural, instead of just sending fixed, pre-written messages. First step, enter your API key. This key is your account's unique identifier. Without it, the AI won't work. Getting the key is very simple. Tap the button, Get API Key. Sign in with your Gmail account. If you already have a key, just copy it. If not, create a new one. Then paste it into the main API key field in the app. And if you'd like, you can also add a backup key. If the first one fails, the app will automatically use the second one. Available Gemini models. Available Gemini models. You can choose from different Gemini models depending on your needs. Gemini 1.5 Flash, ultra fast, perfect for short replies. Gemini 2.0 Flash, faster and more accurate at understanding context. Gemini 2.5 Flash, the best balance between speed and quality. Gemini 1.5 Flashlight, lightweight, lower cost, ideal for simple replies. Gemini 1.5 Pro, the smartest and most precise, perfect for longer and more complex answers. Once you activate the Gemini service, you can actually train it to match your company's style or product identity. How? It's simple. Just write clear instructions. For example, if your company builds apps, you can say, "You are a virtual assistant for AL-DHOBHANI Company. Our business specializes in app design and artificial intelligence. Reply to customers in a friendly, professional way and briefly explain our services." Or, if you want to use Gemini for app support itself, you can say, "You are a virtual assistant for auto reply. Your role is to explain features like auto replies, forms, reports, and Gemini integration." With this training, Gemini adapts to your business identity, so every response feels customized and professional. Advanced AI settings. Here's something important. Advanced settings are completely optional. If you don't touch them, the app will run smoothly with the default values. But if you want more control, this is where the real power begins. Just handle with care to keep performance stable. First, max output tokens. This setting defines the length of the reply. For example, set it to 120, you'll get short, quick responses. Set it to 2,000, you'll get longer, more detailed replies. The sweet spot? Around zero point 0.6 to zero point 0.8. Second, temperature. This controls creativity and variation. At 0.0, responses are accurate and consistent. At 1.0, responses are more diverse and creative. The sweet spot, around 0.6 to 0.8. Third, top K and top P. These manage diversity. Lower values, more focused responses. Higher values, more variation in style and wording. Important reminder. If you're not tech-savvy, it's best to leave these at default so the AI stays stable and reliable. You can choose the personality: formal, friendly, playful, neutral, or professional. You can go for a concise reply, short and direct, or a detailed reply, longer and explanatory. You can set the maximum character limit. For example, 250 equals shorter reply, 1,000 equals longer reply. And decide how many previous messages Gemini should remember. For example, 5 means it will only recall the last 5 messages. Note, memory is temporary. It only works for the current day and won't carry over to past conversations. Interactive lists. This powerful feature helps you organize customer conversations in a clearer, faster, and error-free way. Instead of letting the customer type free text, which might be full of mistakes or unclear requests, you provide ready-made options they can simply tap on. This makes it much easier for them to reach the information they need, whether it's a service, a price, or even direct contact with support. Step by step. Naming the main list. Always start with a clear, direct name. For example, main menu AL-DHOBHANI services. A clear title helps the customer know exactly where they are. Adding items. You can add up to 7 items in each main list. For every item, you define what happens after the customer selects it. It could be open a sublist, send a professional reply, link to a customer request form, or transfer the conversation to a human agent. 4. Linking items to professional replies. Any item can be connected to a ready-made reply rule. For example, if the customer taps on Request a Quote, the linked reply is triggered and the request form is sent immediately. 5. Using CSV files. If you have large datasets like cities, branches, or product codes, you don't need to build the list manually. Simply upload a CSV file with 2 columns. Input, the text the customer types. Output, the reply the system sends. Example: Aden, delivery service is available in Aden within 24 hours. Sana, delivery service is available in Sana within 48 hours. 6. Special actions for each item. For every option in the list, you can define the action. Open a sublist, link to a request form, transfer the chat to a human agent, send a default reply, or connect it to a professional reply rule. 7. Best practices. Keep it simple and professional. Never add more than 7 items per level. Use clear and straightforward names. Always include a back or main menu option. For large data, CSV files are the best choice. And most importantly, test every flow before sending it to your customers. Here's how interactive list settings work. Some fixed buttons are always available in the system. 0, back to main menu. 9, back to previous menu. 99, exit lists and return to normal chat. Menu timeout. You can set a time limit from 1 to 60 minutes. If the customer doesn't choose within that time, the app sends a message like, "Selection time has expired. Send any word to reopen the menu again." Invalid choice handling. If the customer enters an invalid option, you can resend the same menu with a guiding message. For example, "The option you entered is not valid. Please select a correct number from the menu."